Widows, boss of ghouls, how are we all doing? So, Tony Spera has been on a rant. Apparently, he's really annoyed at skeptics. Who'd have seen that coming? So we're on the New England for Society for Psychic Research, because they haven't blocked me yet, which is fantastic, because they've blocked anybody that questions or anybody that disagrees with him. Because, you know, you got to control that narrative. So here's the rant. Ed and Loraine Warren, pioneers of the paranormal. Are they? I mean, they did monetize bullshit quicker than most. Ed and Loraine Warren paved the way for today's paranormal society of investigators. I mean, they paved the way for me. They have actually had an impact on me. And that impact is, I want to be nothing like these people. They've influenced many of my friends and colleagues that want to be nothing like them. They took the slings and arrows of the naysayers, the hecklers, non-believers, and closed-minded individuals. Ah, Tony, you massive bulb. It is not close-minded to question somebody claiming to have otherworldly gifts. In fact, it's more close-minded to believe without question that Loraine had superpower abilities. She is not Jean Grey from the X-Men. Non-believers. Ed Warren is a self-appointed, a self-taught, a self-trained demonologist. Screw it. I'm a self-trained demonologist. I've even got a certificate from one of those dodgy courses. Anybody can read a book and say they've now self-trained. Jesus. Yet they persevered and kept true to their principles, spreading a dire warning not to dabble in occult practices. Dabble in them. It doesn't do a damn thing. That's really irresponsible for me to say, to be fair, depending on your belief systems and stuff. I had a terrible experience with the Ouija board, but it's all up there as far as I'm concerned. Tirelessly driving around the country, investigating cases of haunted phenomena, assisting traumatized, frightened, and helpless families. But Ed and Loraine Warren frightened families. Ed and Loraine Warren went into these places, and everywhere they went, there was a demon. Everywhere they went, there was something dark, nasty, evil, and then they'd yoink bits of junk and say, it's contained in this. No, it wasn't. They scared family. You've missed out the part where the parent's father actually smacked Ed Warren in the jaw and threw him out of the house. Or the whole Conjuring 2 is based on Ed and Loraine Warren coming all the way to the UK to help a family in need. That didn't happen. They turned up unannounced, had a quick look around and were, on your way. Frightened, helpless families. No, they fed into fear. They made things worse. They should be respected. Should they? Exalted. Calm your tits, Tony. Fondly spoken of by today's paranormal investigators. I think that the Warrens should be held in the same regard as the Fox sisters. It was a show, it was a con, in my opinion. And for the most part, they are. Only in your circles, lad. Yet, there are those few that have never even met the Warrens. I don't have to meet somebody to smell bullshit. And even some who have, who speak ill of them, stating untruths, falsehoods, rumours, innuendo, basically just trashing them. Tony, this coming from you, I mean, let's go back a little. You were all over Warrens on TV as some sort of random interviewer, and you weren't. You were the son-in-law. But let's look at this a little for innuendos. There is a direct claim from somebody that lived with the Warrens. That is not an innuendo. That is her claims, and people have been speaking about it. Now, you being the son-in-law to say, well, I went to that house all the time. I was always there. I never saw anything untoward. Mate, I'm married. I don't bang the missus when I've got guests over. I sure as shit wouldn't be banging the babysitter. People keep those types of things, you know, private. Just saying. Untruths. Everything you're saying here applies to the Warrens. They forced their religious beliefs on people, and I don't think they did it because they believed. I think they did it just for book deals and movie deals. And no, the Warrens weren't financially rich, but they didn't struggle for money as far as I can tell. But they weren't rich. They were probably just quite comfortable until Loraine and Warner Brothers, the movie rights. Then she became rich. It makes one wonder what kind of people these are. These jealous, I'm not jealous of somebody that fucked his babysitter and his wife apparently knew all about it. Envious, small-minded individuals who speak flippantly ill of the dead. Tony, if somebody is a bad person in life, they're still a bad person in death. I don't subscribe to this whole thing of they've passed, let's just remember all the good they did. No. If you're a shitbag in life, you're a shitbag in death. In fact, career criminals and, nonces, etc., the grave should read, "Here lies a nonce. Don't leave flowers. He was a bit of a..." When Ed was alive, he had no problem facing and debating bullies and hecklers and wise guys. Ed was a bully himself. The way Ed spoke in interviews to anybody that dared disagree with him was just the most blatant disrespect, finger-wagging, trying to intimidate I've ever seen. Losing his shit, disgraceful, horrible behaviour. And he hid behind God to do it. But Ed is no longer able to do that. That's where I come in. By all means, defend them, Tony, but you're just the son-in-law. You're just the guy that interviewed them here and there. I will not tolerate these cowardly, big-mouth, small people any longer. What are you going to do about it, Tony? What are you actually going to do about it? Oh, you're going to defend them to my very end. And the real reason is simple. They were fantastic people. No pretense. They may have been fantastic people to you, but many of the people that these guys went to their homes have got really bad things to say about them. No pretense. They never went anywhere and came away saying there's nothing there. It's fine. It's your mental health. It was all about how they can get a buck out of it, how they can grow their reputation so they can do talks, and how they can get rich off scaring the shit out of people. No braggadocio. What the hell is that? No braggadocio. I have no idea what that is. Just honest, hard-working, kind people. Listen, they travelled, they went places, they probably worked hard on bullshit. Some of them have called them charlatans, frauds, fakers, etc. Because yes, yes, and yes. There is more proof out there, Tony, to suggest that they were charlatans, frauds, and fakers than there is that Loraine had a gift or Ed was a nice person. They were none of these things. According to this son-in-law, who, I'm sorry to say, you have a horse in this race. You are still making money off Ed and Loraine Warren's name. For example, hiring out the biggest collection of haunted tat in the world. Rather, they were loyal, God-fearing people whose sole purpose was to help afflicted families and those tormented by evil entities. They tried to get a murderer off a murder charge by blaming the devil. That guy was not. He was a drunk that unalived somebody over jealousy. Not the devil. Ed and Loraine tried to get a murder charge turned over and blamed a fictional being. And their mission included educating people in regard to the dangers of following Satan or practicing black witchcraft. Whatever. Ed and Loraine taught me everything I know about the paranormal realm and demonology. So you were taught by a self-taught... Means nothing, does it, Ed? It means nothing at all. You're just hanging off their name. Usually I try to ignore these incidents of loud-mouthed, uneducated individuals who trash talk about the Warrens. What university did Ed go to? What university did Loraine go to? What university did you go to? Ed and Loraine Warren were not educated, or highly educated, same as I'm not. I completed school, I went to college. Doesn't mean I'm educated, but it doesn't mean I'm uneducated. And you certainly can't judge people how they were educated against two people that weren't educated. They just bullshitted. But I've decided that enough is enough. Oh, here we go. He's going to put us in our place here. For those trash talking, go back down. Why have you written it like this? Go back down into mommy's basement to play with your video games and make TikTok videos and pop some more bonbons. Tony, if you're calling certain people fat here, you may want to check out a fucking mirror. You're not exactly slender like a snake, are you? Play with your video games. I mean, if people want to play video games, make TikTok videos, make Facebook video, who are you to judge? When your entire career is based off what your in-laws did. You have made an entire career of trying to get onto TV and movies and stuff because of stuff your in-laws did. And let's not forget, the newest Conjuring movie, your part in that was severely overplayed. They made you look like a handsome hero. You are none of those things. What a knob. Let us grown-ups do the real work, Tony Spera. You are fighting an imaginary war against a made-up villain, you complete buffoon. You can't sit there, type all this, and then be like, let the grown-ups do the talking, or let the grown-ups do the real work, when you're fighting imaginary beings. Now, even if... And I hope there is a God, I hope there is a devil, and I hope there's something after this life, I genuinely do. But to not question it, and to believe so fully in it, in something that you cannot see, cannot feel, cannot hear, cannot prove. That's the childishness. That's an imaginary friend, Tony. And you want to let the real grown-ups do the talking. This is where you've misunderstood and really overstretched, yeah? You're the child. You're the one believing in imaginary people, imaginary beings, and you're the ones holding up charlatans and frauds on pedestals, saying that if anyone questions them, they're childish and they're stupid, they're uneducated. Tony, with the greatest of respect, you have none from me. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. You weird, strange man. Your in-laws, the New England Society for Psychic Research, and all of the offshoots of it, you lot are holding the paranormal back by a century. You lot are the reason that people look at the paranormal and go, the movies were cool, but it's all a lot of nonsense in it. Look at what they believe. The Warrens are responsible for that to a massive degree. The Warrens up on these pedestals has been laughable to me since, I don't know, about 1999. So do please let me know what your thoughts are in the conversation down below. This is double upload. I'm uploading this to Facebook and YouTube to make sure Tony sees this, because Tony, you've acted like a bit of a prat. Much love to you all. Beardo out.